People will work with you because they know you, because they like you, and because they trust you. And some people are not gonna like or trust you no matter what. The new term for that is entrepreneur. Hustler gets like a bad reputation, but they're hustlers. That's the only way to make money, is to actually help people on a large scale. So I think you and I are gonna have to agree to disagree, because you're saying that based on hopes and prayers, they should go into credit card debt. And I'm saying that if you have never even told your cat about the product and service that you are about to be embarking on, because you're going to go into debt, you're going to buy all this equipment, and you've never recorded a video. Do you know how cringy it is to hear your own voice for the first time? You might hear your own voice on video for the first time, start crying, and never do it again. And now you're in replaying in my mind the people who got turned down for funding and the people who got funding. The people who got funding were people who were making money, not people who were thinking about making money. I've talked to so many people who had ideas, but they haven't done anything yet. All right, so the bottom line, we're talking about figuring out your ideal client profile. People online who talk about this type of stuff as content refer to it as your ICP, your ideal client profile. Just who's your ideal client? Who is it that you're looking to target? And the reason you're looking to target them, and this is what I'm realizing now after being in the game so long, when whoever is asking like who's your target market, ideal client profile, it's because you really want to think about who do you know you can actually help, right? Like, who do you know you can actually help? Who's going to actually benefit from your products and services? And then, like, who's going to buy it from you? Because you could have a product and a service that everybody can benefit from, but not everybody's going to purchase from you. And where we are in the game, especially with the business funding brokerage, having been in it for about 1.5 years now, having run ads, bought leads, all the things, right? We already know pretty much who we attract. So there's certain things that our ideal client profile are just going to include certain demographics just based on human nature. Like, people work with who they know, like, and trust. People will work with you because they know you, because they like you, and because they trust you. And some people are not gonna like or trust you no matter what. So you have to deal within those parameters, right? So we were talking about our ideal client profile and figuring that out we lend it because we know some more things that we didn't know. Like, when you first start the business, there's some things you don't know. You just learn by experience. So you were asking me, or we were talking about who was ours.
Yeah.
And I was saying that we want to attract more people like the people we have already helped. So, because we've already proven to ourselves that this type of person works with us.
Yeah.
So we need to find more of them. And what we found is that the people who do work with us are hustlers at heart, in the sense that, you know, they're hustlers. Like, they're people who are go-getters. They're not necessarily the type, you know, the new term for that is entrepreneur. Hustler gets like a bad reputation, but they're hustlers. They're not going to work a 9 to 5. They're going to be their own boss. They're going to be a little bit of like renegades. They're going to be a little bit of, you know, rebels, free thinkers. They want the flexibility. They're the type of people who thrive in flexibility. They can't be tied down. So that's what attracts them to being an entrepreneur. Now, the people who we work with, who we can really help, are people who have become successful at being hustlers, right? Like, they actually have a product or a service that is helping people. And you know your product and service is helping people because you make money. That's the only way to make money, is to actually help people on a large scale. So people who work with us, who we have the most success with, they're already successful entrepreneurs. They've already proven that their strategy works. They already have a system that works. They're not just now figuring it out. And don't get me wrong, we do want to attract people who are just now figuring it out, but those people would be more for like the strategy session. So I would want to see someone who's never had a business before come through a strategy session. Let's talk about it. Like, what have you done?
And so let's start right there. So asking that question, what have you done? Why is that important for them to know when seeking like funding?
Because, okay, so let's say, since we do specialize in 0% APR credit card stacks, right? There's a period of time that is 0%. After 12 to 18 months, interest kicks in. So don't get a credit card stack when you haven't started yet, because you're wasting time. The clock starts ticking as soon as you get the credit card stack.
So you want to be in operational mode.
You want to be in operational mode.
That way you can leverage that 0% APR introduction period, right?
I mean, my personal opinion is don't use a 0% APR credit card stack for like business setup.
Yeah.
You and I disagree on that. You think people can and should use their 0% APR to pay for setting up their business. I personally think they should use their own money to set up the business.
Yeah, I think so. Me personally, I think it depends on their disposition, like where they are, how much experience they have, because I think that matters in terms of, you know, who they are and what type of business niche they're in, you know, because that's going to dictate how fast they can get things up and running.
What are you saying?
Their experience that they currently have in their current business, you know.
So tell me, you're saying, so who should use 0% APR to pay startup costs, like to pay business registration fees? Who's the ideal client profile to leverage the 0% APR credit card that way?
I think someone who doesn't have the experience in business, who's just getting started and doesn't have.
So, and I completely disagree. Why would that person gamble? They don't have any experience. So why should they throw money at something they haven't proven to themselves they can even do? That's just debt, if you ask me.
So that's what I'm saying. I think it's important for them to go through that process. And, you know, if they have experience of work ethic, if they can work hard and they believe in themselves, then, you know, part of them are going to believe that they can get this done. And they need to leverage an opportunity. You know, I don't think it should matter, you know, who they are, how much business time they've been in.
I think you and I are going to have to agree to disagree, because you're saying that based on hopes and prayers, they should go into credit card debt. And I'm saying that if you have never even told your cat about the product and service that you're about to be embarking on. Let's say someone comes to me, let me right here. Let's say someone comes to me and they're like, yeah, I want to start a YouTube channel because content creators are making money, but I need to invest in registering my business. I need to invest in buying cameras, And I say to them, okay, cool. Have you set up your channel yet? No, I'm gonna use the money for that. Okay, have you recorded any videos yet? No, I'm gonna use the money for that. No, absolutely not. I don't think that you should use a credit card stack for that, because you're gonna go into debt, you're gonna buy all this equipment, and you've never recorded a video. Do you know how cringy it is to hear your own voice for the first time? You might hear your own voice on video for the first time, start crying, and never do it again. And now you're in $20,000 worth of debt, and you are not going to be a content creator.
I slightly disagree.
Okay, come with it.
But I understand your point, right? I understand your perspective. But some people, we don't know their backgrounds. Like, they would have to believe in themselves that they can get something done, right? Some people work 9-to-5 jobs, have great careers, and have been very successful in different career fields. And they can come in and transition to being an entrepreneur and willing to take those financial risks and be successful at accomplishing those goals. Like, people can do it, it can get done.
It can get done, and I'm just saying, go ahead and get started with your own personal resources first.
Yeah.
Prove to yourself that you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I think because of the information age, because people are selling opportunities, and people are buying courses that they never complete.
Yeah.
People are buying business opportunities that they never actually start. That's what's happening more often than not.
Yeah.
And so for me personally to feel that I am doing my best to be a responsible broker, I'm not helping you get into debt if you haven't done something first.
Yes.
What have you done? It needs to be on even the tiniest of scales. And that's my personal story. I feel like that was the reason why I was able to come to Atlanta and get hooked up with a couple of amazing entrepreneurs, is because prior to coming here, I did the best I could with what I had. I built a shea butter business in my kitchen, like off of one single military income. Nobody gave me a penny. That proved, I built websites, I built social networks, I built a following with $0, right? That proves to me that I'm willing to do it. And I personally have found in this last year and a half of trying to help people get access to money, that matters more than people think. You got to get started with what you have. You got to start building some momentum now.
So can I add to it? So I
say get a credit card stack when you have something that works and you're ready to turn on the gasoline.
Yeah, I can respect that. And it's a lot of value in that, just looking at your own story. I do believe that bootstrapping is very important. Like using your own resources and your own money to make things happen is like bit. Right. It's a green flag. Yeah. It's like if you can do that, if you can make things work based off the little you have or whatever you have, do that first before you seek out funding. I'm not against that, but I just know there's a small portion of people who haven't started at all, who have the character, background, and just motivation to make the right decisions when it comes to funding. And I think what's great about that is that in that funding strategy session, those are things that we can talk about. We can find out who they are, the background, where they came from, and give them a great recommendation on the path forward.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just not trying to help people get money just because. I think it's irresponsible. And like I said, if you haven't told your cat about it, and I'm gonna let this point go, but replaying in my mind the people who got turned down for funding and the people who got funding. The people who got funding were people who were making money, not people who were thinking about making money. I've talked to so many people who had ideas, but they haven't done anything yet. And they think that money is their problem, and money is not your problem, because you can get the money and realize nobody actually wants the product or service that you're trying to sell. Or you can get the money and you've had a great job all your life, but you've been an employee all your life. So you don't actually know how to be your own boss. Like, you don't know how to get up early and hustle. Like, you don't know how to motivate yourself unless someone else is riding your back. You don't know how to ride your own back just yet. And that is one of the barriers to entry to being an entrepreneur. Like, being an entrepreneur is glamorized in content, but it's a lonely path. It's very lonely, and you got to motivate yourself. So I'm gonna leave it there. But our ideal client profile will be people who have actually already gotten started, who are proving to themselves they have a concept that works, that is scalable. Do you already have a client base? Do you already have a proven system? Because if you have a proven system, then let's turn on the gas. Like, if you've already started making money, but now you know, like, yes, people want this because I've sold it already. I can do this because I've been doing it. Like, my website is not the best. That's what an MVP is for, your minimal viable product. Like, get your minimal viable product, let the market let you know if people want it. And if they want it, then come holler at us. And we're going to help you get access to a 0% APR credit card stack so that you can pour the gasoline on marketing, systems, strategy, stuff that works. That's all I got.
All right, appreciate your time, Sylvia.
focus on the process, not the praise. Not the likes, not the wins, not the race. Don't stress what I can't control. I train my habits, I train my soul. And no shortcuts, no emotional mess. I trust the work, I do my best. The future's built by how I show it. I focus on the process again. Today